birds flying high, you know how I feel. Sun in the sky, you know how I feel. Breeze drifting on by, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life. Oh, and I'm feeling good. Fish in the sea, you know how I feel. River running free, you know how I feel. Blossom on a tree, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life.
Well, 10 races up, 10 races down, and here we are at the regular season finale here in the Hidden Wit Brewery Xfinity Series. I'm Andy Smith. Thank y'all for watching V-Speed tonight. Got a good one in store for you. Not too much on the old docket as far as who's going to make it playoffs, who's not, but we're going to get into all that in just a hot second. Want to thank our sponsors, Lincoln Tech, for their sponsorship of the whole entire fall series, encapsulating all 5 of the series that we have each week. And of course, Hidden Wit Brewery for their sponsorship of this series. Well, before we get into some action, we got to go to the grid, and we're going to start right now with the grid. And who is going to win the Jam Printing and Promotions Pole Award? Well, it's going to be Patrick Driver, your 2-time winner. 2 in a row for him, and he's going to try to make it 3 in a row here tonight. Jacob Ellingson going to start outside the front row. In third, it's going to be Jamie Marcus with Craig Bontrager. More on him in just a moment. In fourth, fifth, going to be Alex Cruz with Cliff Adams. In sixth, in seventh, it's going to be Chance Taylor with Travis Bieber. In eighth, ninth, going to be Graham Connolly with Andy Kurtz in the 10th spot. In 11th, it's going to be Lance Ripka and Matt Knights in 12th. 13th, Mickey Isaac, Chris Sawyer, 14th. 15th, Johnny Cofield with Jeremy Garner in the 16th position. 17th, Jeremiah Holt, Bobby Jermaine in 18th. 19th, Daniel Cunningham, Doug Ellingson in 20th, and Gary Wright going to round out your field. Well, we've come down to the end of this thing. Here's your point standings as they run. You can see everybody likely locked in. Now, the one driver that I did not see in this race is Tyler Justice. There are a couple drop weeks in this series, so we won't really know how it's all going to play out until the race is final. But I do know that almost every one of those drivers, Chance Taylor, Jamie Barkus, Lance Ripka, Bobby Jermaine, Mickey Isaac, is locked in just by showing up, I do believe. So I think they're fairly safe. But Greg Bontrager just 15 above the cutoff. He has to have a good, solid race tonight. Travis Bieber is in a must-win situation as he is 15 below the cutoff. Not going to be able to make up that, I do not believe. Not 30-point swing. So we'll see. I don't know. If you're Travis Bieber, Johnny Cofield, you really want to try to get a win. That's really your only shot to move on. But it's been an incredible season so far. Tonight, we'll take a look at your race analysis. 100 laps, 45 miles an hour speed limit, 4 tire sets available, 2 green, white checkered attempts in this one. In Charlotte Motor Speedway, I mean, everybody knows this track. Site of the Coca-Cola 600, one of the longest races of the year in NASCAR. And we all know it and love it. It's all about hitting those marks every single lap. And you can work that high side a little bit. It's developed a little bit of a high line here lately. So should be a fun race tonight. We're getting ready to go green. Patrick Drabick, Jamie Barkus going to be lined up on the bottom row. Ellingson, Bontrager on the outside. Green flag here in the Hidden Wit Brewery Xfinity Series. Great jump early for Patrick Drabick, who takes the early lead away from his teammates. As you can see, Jacob Ellingson getting a run up on the outside. But Drabick is going to hold on to the lead for now. Everybody going to want to be around the bottom for the most part. But you can see Alex Cruz just gas it up there on the outside and made a pass. A really amazing move in 3 and 4 to make that car stick. We'll see if he can do it in 1 and 2 if he'll even try. But he is working that outside. Look at Alex Cruz up here, not wasting any time. Getting up towards the front using that outside line. I said it was going to work, and it does work. You know, if you've listened to any of my broadcasts before, you know that it's always just sort of a credits and debits thing with the outside line these days. You can use it, and it's good, but you have to use it sparingly because you will burn that right front off really quick. And here at Charlotte, right front tire is very, very important as this track is pretty tight. You get down in the corner, you have to lift, drive down to the bottom, get back on the gas. As the run goes on, you'll really want to be up there. Man, I think we got some problems in the back. Yeah, Jeremiah Holt sitting. You see the damn piece of debris just, it went into the shadow realm. No caution still, and Jeremiah Holt is going to exit out of this one. We'll go back and see. Maybe we can find out what happened to these guys. We stay green. See if, oh man, Johnny Cofield's going to get into the back end. These guys are teammates. And Bobby Jermaine hard into the wall. And Gary Wright with a little bit of damage. But, man, that is wild and crazy. Go back again and watch from the 97's point of view. Did the 73 get a run from the outside line? And just too close for comfort. Man, look at how hard that hit was. But we do stay green, and Jeremiah Holt's going to have to go down, get a tow, and get that fast repair. Bobby Jermaine has come down pit road to get his fast repair and get back out on the track. Although, like I said, I think the only person that really needs to really focus in on this race, and it's really important as he get up here and win this thing, is Craig Bontrager or Travis Bieber, and they're running 3rd and 4th. Those guys in the back, Bobby Jermaine, he is currently 34 points above the cutoff. Just by showing up, he is locked in. So, I mean, right now, Drabick, Kostick, Ellingson, Chris Sawyer, Daniel Cunningham on points are locked into this coming into the race. But all those drivers from Chance Taylor, Barkus, Rip, Bobby Jermaine, Mickey Isaac, and I think those guys locked themselves in just by showing up with only 21 drivers in the field. So right now, you can see Bontrager not playing around. He is moving forward, knows what he's got to do. He's 15 above the cutoff, so he doesn't have to win. And depending on where Tyler Justice falls, who is 24 above the cutoff, and we'll see with the drop weeks. It gets very confusing. iRacing allows for drop weeks. It's not calculated on iRacing itself until the very end, so it makes it hard to kind of predict where everybody's going to be. But you know, with Tyler not being here tonight, we'll see how that affects his point standings, where he ends up. But I think if you're Bontrager, if you're Travis Bieber, the easiest thing to do is go up here and just win the dang race. And if you do that, you're going to move on no matter what. But Greg does not want Johnny Cofield, does not want Travis Bieber to get up there because he might be out of this thing. So Greg's doing exactly what he has to do, stay in front of that 114 and putting himself in a great position to try to make the playoffs. Bontrager's got the speed, just hasn't had maybe the luck or the ability to finish races. You know, you know, with only a 10 wins or 10 race season, it's not easy to have one or two bad races, even with drop weeks. You know, you have to miss a week or two. You know, drop weeks can help, but you know, if you have 3 bad races and you have to miss a race, it can make it even harder. So Craig working that middle line at the moment. Trying to find a way around this 27. Both Dravic and Ellingson are locked into the playoffs. You can hear how much throttle time they've got going on. See, Jacob Ellingson actually really loose up there as he was coming off of turn 4. Take a look at the weather here. Track's only 80 degrees, so it's got plenty of grip. Which means these guys are running extremely fast as they're able to get the power down and use it all the way to the end of the exit of the corner. And just, you have to be careful. You know, you get loose like that because it's so gripped up that you can push the throttle more than you would be able to if it was hot and slick. You have to be a little bit more careful on the throttle application, but right now, being that it's under the lights, Jeremy Garner, Andy Kurtz, 2 winners back here in 8th and 9th. Andy Kurtz started in 10th. Jeremy Garner started all the way back in the 16th position and has made up quite a few spots here on the start of the race, and he is slowly making his way up towards the front. Although it's looking to be sort of a green flag looking race with 21 drivers here at a track like Charlotte, you would kind of expect that. Now, the Sunday Night Truck Series had about, out of 80 laps, ran 46 laps under caution so far. We're not too far away from being able to beat that, being only 15 laps into this race. So everybody driving, being clean here. See Cliff Adams and Lance Ripka. Oh, excuse me, that's Cliff Adams and Andy Kurtz. As Kurtz continues to fall down the running order. He has not been here in a while. Life gets busy, and you know, it takes a little bit of time to kind of knock the rust off here. Saving tires is important, but I just don't know how much tire wear is going to make a huge difference from the start of the run to the finish, being how gripped up it is. We'll find out. It should get pretty tight. The right front will burn off first. How much, you know, these guys that are running that outside line like Bontrager has been, Alex Cruz, who was running that outside early, he's falling back to 8th. Once that right front really heats up, especially as you get to right around this area of the race, 15 laps into the run, the right front gets so hot that you're not able to use that outside line effectively. Then you try to go to the bottom. You can see right here, he has to check up way more than Cliff Adams does, who was taking it maybe a little bit easier on his tires. And you see the difference now as him and Andy Kurtz just going to drive by Alex Cruz on the outside. So tires going to be important right now. Almost a second of fall off after 16 laps. So tires, a huge deal tonight. Patrick Drabick out front enjoying about a 9/10 of a second lead. And so you got the Jam Printing and Promotion t-shirt on. Your Jam Printing and Promotion pole award as well. So representing really well for Jam Printing and Promotion while also being in the Hidden Wit Brewery '07 machine. He is going for what really nobody has done in any series this season is win 3 races. And he is going for 3 in a row, which is pretty dang impressive, I do believe. He won at Milwaukee, won last week at Michigan, and then now leading the way, starting to pull away from his teammate Jacob Ellingson here at Charlotte. Still about 82 laps to go, but you know, if you get out front and we stay green, he's going to be in a great spot. That Camaro looks pretty fast. As far as lap times go, going down the list, the only person that is matching his lap time is Jeremy Garner. He is 3.5 seconds back, and he is matching them, not really improving upon them. So we'll see who saves the tires the most as we get through this run. Because I don't know if they can make it to lap 50, and that's what you'd like to do. But with the fall off being like it is, somebody might take the chance of 2-stopping this race. We'll see. 50 laps would be a long time on fuel. I don't think they can make it on 50, make it to 50. But if they can, you'll know it's a 1-stop race. If they can't, it'll be 2 stops. Go back through the field. Johnny Cofield, one of those drivers below the cutoff, already had a little bit of contact with Jeremiah Holt. Jeremiah Holt now 3 laps down, but was going to highlight the paint scheme. Good-looking scheme for the 97 here tonight. I saw it in practice, and I said, well, hey, somebody did a good job on this. I like the neon green accents on the car. Good-looking scheme. He's trying to get into the playoffs, and like I said, we'll know the actual full picture when see Chris Sawyer get down on the apron right in front of him. But we'll get the full picture of how everything looks after the race. I'll take time and give some commercial breaks and stuff that let the point standings actually update so we can see. Like I said, a lot of guys use a website called Sim Racer Hub where you can put all your races in. It sort of calculates the drops a little bit better than iRacing does. I would assume it's pretty dang close, but you never know who can drop a really bad race off or maybe a missed race here tonight, getting their 8th counted race. So we'll see once that is over with and see where everybody ends up. But right now, Johnny Cofield needs some help. He's going to have to maybe, pull a rabbit out of the hat, try some wild strategy, some Hail Mary to try to get that car right now. It doesn't have the speed it looks like to win this thing. But look good, you drive good. So far, it looks like he is doing just that. Somebody that is locked into the playoffs, that is Daniel Cunningham. He's back here in 12th position, starting to make a move here on Alex Cruz, who, like I said, just burned those tires up pretty bad. Daniel Cunningham, another big mover, started in 19th. Didn't have a great qualifying run, but he said last week he's not very good at this track. So we'll see. We'll see where he ends up. But if we stay green, qualifying at the back is going to be a pretty detrimental thing. So we'll see exactly maybe where he can end up by the end of this thing. But he is going to be a player at the end of this season, especially in the playoffs. Go back up here. We've got a dogfight. Jeremy Garner has caught the 5th and 6th position of Jamie Barkas and Chance Taylor. Barkas is not really fired. He didn't fire off that well. And, he continues, as we're 24 laps into this run, to fall back into the clutches of other drivers. So don't know if Barkas is, shaking the rust off or what exactly is going on. We know he can go out there and win races. Just a little bit inconsistent, just depending on the track. You see Chance Taylor way up against the wall, trying to get a run off the corner. He's going to do that. Now to the inside he goes. Drive down to the bottom. Going to clip the apron, though. Going to slide up. Oh, my goodness. Have to be careful there. That's how razor thin the margins are here at Charlotte. versus other mile-and-a-half tracks. You really got to drive down to that painted line if you're going to run the bottom and stay there. You want that left front to almost hook that white and blue line. But if not, exactly what happens. I mean, you see he goes, kind of touches the apron, throws him up the track, and he's just not been able to get that momentum back as Marcus fighting hard on the outside, trying to defend that position. As Travis Bieber hard into the wall in the front stretch. A driver that needs to win to get in, having major trouble here as he gets loose. Oh, man, still on the track, and my goodness, what are people doing? My goodness. I mean, he's been up there forever, and they just run it like he wasn't up there. But everybody able to get through. And he's going to pull down to the bottom. Obviously, going to have to come down pit road, get a fast repair. We'll see. Maybe we can find out what happened. We were kind of watching it, but didn't quite see. He's trying to keep up with Bontrager there. Oh yeah, gets in the wall a little bit, tries to correct it, and there it is. Like I said, he is up against the wall, and these guys just continue to just drive in there right off. My goodness, look at that. So he comes down pit road, going to get that fast repair in 4 tires, and he's going to need a lot of help to get back into this thing. Battle 4, well, hell, let's go back into this battle. This is a wild one. You see Barkus now in 4th position, and Gardner has gotten around Chance Taylor. Chance Taylor not able to complete that pass on Barkus, and now it is a 5-car battle as Cliff Adams going to join, and then Lance Ripka there towards the back going to jump into this one as well. So this is going to be a big battle, I think, because Barkus was slipping back, and a lot of these drivers are moving forward. So it's almost like a situation where Barkus is kind of holding up the line a little bit. We'll see if Garner is able to get this position away, and got the position going into 3 and 4. Barkus going to fight hard on the outside. And gets the run. Garner not able to clear him just yet. Should be able to clear him going down into 1. One's a little bit easier to clear on that outside, and he is going to drive right on by Jamie Barkus. Now here comes Andy Kurtz down to the inside. You know, it's a tough situation to be in. You don't want to give up positions, and the guys over at Goat Locker Racing, they are some of the hardest guys to pass. And they will always take a run. If they get a run on you, they're going to pass you. But a lot of times that is to their own detriment. You know, the fighting that Barkus has been doing is only hurting him. You know, he's trying to stop the bleeding, but running up there, fighting hard on the outside, driving, you know, down on the door is only putting more pressure on already failing tires. And it's only going to be a compound issue. When you get in those situations, it's almost better to you know, just let the guy go, try to get in line, save your tires a little bit, because right now he continues to run that high line. It's only going to continue to make those tires worse and worse. So, you know, it's so hard to just let folks go sometimes. I know it's not an easy thing to do. You're racing. That's what you want to do. But here early in the race, it's almost like, you know, it's just let him go, jump in behind him, and he might be still running in that 4th position. But he continues to get kind of stuck on the outside, continues to fight, and like I said, that's only going to hurt him continuously through this run. So he's likely going to fall back to the 9th, maybe the 10th position before pit stops. And you know, if somebody was going to make a pit stop race, now would be the time, and I haven't seen anybody come down pit road just yet. So. But I understand defending your position. You know, I understand that is, you know, sometimes definitely worth doing. It just always depends on the situation. But in this situation for Barkus, I think you just kind of want to just, you know, let the guy go. Don't fight so hard. Get in line. Get down to the bottom. Let those tires cool down a little bit, and that way you're not just completely tearing them up. As Van Ellingson gets really close to the wall there. A little bit of lapse in concentration. I tell you who's not lapsing is Patrick Drabick in the 07, on fire in this Xfinity series. 2 wins in a row. He's looking to get 3 in a row, which is unbelievable. It's never heard of in this Goat Locker Racing League. I would say only the elite of the elite, the best of the best drivers win 3 in a row in any series. Very rare, very rarely happens. And I would say if you're a driver that can do that, you're obviously one of the best in the league for sure. So Patrick Drabick going to stamp his name on that list, that very short list of drivers who can win multiple races in a row. So far, so good. He is incredibly fast, which is... oh, man, as Lance Ripka has spun. Another playoff driver having issues. Lance obviously locked in for the most part just by showing up tonight. So no harm, no foul. But let's see if we can go back and see what happened to Lance. He was behind the 15, looking to go to the inside. May have just gotten a little bit loose. Oh, makes a little bit of contact with Barkas. Oh, man, him and Barkas go through the grass. As I don't know if maybe Barkas got a little bit tight off the 4. And Lance having to get this thing back going. So a little bit of contact there between the 15 and the 52. And Lance is now 27 seconds back from the leader. Going to need a caution to try to get back in. You can see the leader right there behind him. That's Drabick. And after spinning down to the inside, it's only going to make it worse. Drabick is on a tear currently. The only driver running in the 32 flats. Ellingson 32.2s. Bontrager 32.3. Gardner 32.19. Basically a 32. So Drabick in his own zip code, really, at the moment. Pretty impressive drive so far as we close in on lap 40. 10 laps to go before pit road should open up. And if you're Drabick, you just pay attention to the gap. You got 4 seconds. You don't need to get it all. You don't need to gain a bunch on pit road. Just come down. Don't speed. Don't slide through your box. 4 tires of fuel. Get on out of there. Go win this race. So he's got plenty of opportunity to do that. We'll go check in on Jeremy Gardner, who's now pulled up on the back bumper, driven through the field up to 4th. Now looking to take over 3rd position as that Premier Racing setup 69 machine has been flying. Him and Daniel Cunningham have really been moving up the field. We'll check in who we got in the chat here as we're watching. We got Nathan Fox says go 49 Bontrager. We got Tactical Nolly. Let's go Craig Bontrager. Lauren Bontrager says go brother, number 49. Brandon Wallace says the 99 is terrible. I agree. Colin Bontrager says let's go 49. So Bontrager's got the folks in chat pulling him on, pulling for him. Unfortunately, Jeremy Gardner going to get around for that 3rd position. I think Gardner's definitely plenty fast enough to go up to 2nd, but he's going to have a lot of work to catch up with Drabick. Still about a 10th slower than Drabick every single lap. So we'll see if he can get some clean air out there, what he can do. But Bontrager's starting to fall off just a little bit. And one thing you'll notice, why is Patrick Drabick pulling away like he is? It's because he has been running the bottom from the very start. He's not getting baited and going to the outside, running on the outside, trying to make passes up there. I told you it's a credits and debits thing. Right now, Patrick Drabick taking out a lot of debits. He has built up a ton of credit from these first 43 laps, and now he is making a withdrawal as he is just so much faster on the long run than the rest of these cats. And that's because he ran that bottom line, did not run the middle line. Those tires are doing just fine. We got a pass for 2nd place. Also have a pass for 4th is Kurtz to the inside of Bontrager, not able to complete that pass. And Gardner also not able to do it as he's going to drive to the inside. And man, Ellingson really fighting hard, and he's going to get a little tight off the corner, and that's going to cause Gardner to have to check up just a little bit. But Gardner is definitely faster than the 07 by quite a bit. You can hear just how much Gardner was having to let off the gas into the corner, especially turn 3. So these cars are not driving great. See how much faster Gardner is through the middle. He's going to get the run from middle exit as they come off a turn number 2 down the back straightaway. You can see the big run. That's a 27. You see, I tell you, the 27 is not going to give it to him. And he tries to fight, but the tires are just gone on the 27. He can't really fight back here. So Gardner up to second as we close in on pit stops. Ellingson going to try to look back to the inside, but I just don't. I think the tire difference is just too big. Ellingson just going to have to come down pit road and try to save those tires later in the run. And you got Andy Kurtz trying to follow them right along as they're all chasing Patrick Drabick here in the 07. Well, I'll tell you what, let's take a small break. Watch this video from the Sim Rig giveaway that happened a few weeks ago. We also have one from Greg Cox. It was given out in the middle of the Ohio State game at Nasty's. But this is John Houchin, who was a recipient from the Indiana Department of Veteran Affairs through InVets in association with Goat Locker. Let's take a look at it.
Alrighty, folks. Goat Locker Racing getting ready to head south, drop off another veteran sim rig. This one's going to John. He's about 50 minutes south of me, so we're loaded up, ready to go. Let's go get this thing delivered.
I tell you, folks, this is one of the best things about Goat Locker Racing and being a part of this organization is be able to deliver one of these rigs. It's all loaded up here in the back. There's that PC from Alexander PCs. Cockpits in the bed of the truck from Next Level Racing. We got the wheel and pedals from Sim Motion. Man, this is going to be an awesome trip to meet John, get him this equipment, and then get him on track with us. So we'll see you here soon.
Just got home. Awesome trip down to Bloomington, Indiana to deliver that sim rig to John Houchin. But I can't say thanks enough to everybody that supports us. InVets, you are awesome. You're the reason we were able to identify John and get him that sim rig. Cruising Classics will be set up there this Friday. Nasty's will be set up there Saturday. Indiana Department of Veterans Affairs is because of the grant money and your graciousness that we're able to do what we do now. And all the other supporters that we have from the Veterans for Life Foundation, Veterans for Life Racing, at Jam Printing and Promotions. It was just an awesome trip, and I'm so glad we get to do this, and we're going to do it again on Saturday in Ohio, so stay tuned, and thanks, everybody. What an awesome day.
Well, how about that, Patrick Drabick delivering that sim rig, and so cool that that's what Goat Locker is all about, and they continue to do amazing things for the veteran community and be a spotlight for others to follow. And man, what a thing Goat Locker has turned into. It's something bigger than it ever could be. As here he comes down pit road, gonna bring that 07, and woo, he is really sliding down to get down onto pit road as Gardner had gained quite a bit of time there on him, started to move up, and Patrick gonna come down pit road right on lap 50. We'll see if he got caught for speeding there, because he was really pushing that issue. So we'll see if he does get down into his box. Looks like he does. We'll see if he has a penalty or not, but I think he is going to be okay. I don't see any frustration out of the 07 right now, so I think he's going to be okay. Dropping the jack, yeah, we're good to go. So he's going to come out pit road. Now he just doesn't want to see a caution. He wants this thing to go green, as he is going to come down right on lap 51. He's going to go a lap down, so it's a nervous position for him to be at the moment. But that's going to give the lead over to Jeremy Gardner, who has that number 69 machine out front by 1.8 seconds over Andy Kurtz. And waiting on him to come down pit road. He's going to run it a little bit longer here and try to have a little bit of extra tires at the end if you can. So we don't want to go too much longer. I don't know how long they can go on fuel. That's always sort of the question here. But if I was Gardner, I'd gain so much time. I don't want to give Patrick any kind of extra. I would come down right when he did and use that long run to my advantage. It looks like he is going to come down right here. So the 69 going to come down on pit road, down to 45 miles an hour as Jacob Ellingson will inherit the lead as Garner comes down pit road. 4 tires and fuel for the 69. I think, pitting just 2 laps after Patrick Drabick's probably not the best call. I don't like that call. Drabick's going to gain a good amount of time on him, and also he's not really going to be able to gain much of it back. But we'll see. We'll see how it all plays out. He comes out of pit road now. You also have Cliff Adams on pit road, Chance Taylor. Andy Kurtz has come down pit road. He is back out on track, so pit road is busy at the moment. Still waiting on Jacob Ellingson, Craig Bontrager. They've been on track for 55 laps. Trying to hope to get a caution here. I think if a caution comes out, they would be pretty stoked about that, especially if they can go another 5 laps or so. But this time by, Jacob Ellingson going to stay out on track. Daniel Kirkiel in chat says Eddie has won 3 Sunday races in a row. True Goat, whoever that is, he sure is. Elite company, and Patrick Drabick looking to do the same here as he has unlapped himself. So Patrick Drabick is on the lead lap, which is that's what you want to do. First thing you want to do is do that, unlap yourself. See Garner here and Ellingson right up in front of him. So Garner gonna have to fighting really quickly to get up there. That way a caution doesn't trap him a lap down. Even if the caution comes out, he gets the lucky dog. He still has to line up behind all the lap cars that would be there. So you don't want to be the lucky dog in this particular situation, waiting on Ellingson and Bontrager to pit. You want to go up there and get that spot. You don't have to line up behind every single driver. You see the tire difference. Ellingson running 32.6s. Patrick Drabick, Jeremy Garner running 30.4s and 5s. So big difference. 2-second difference with fresh tires. Drabick will inherit the lead once these guys do come down pit road, and Craig Bontrager now coming make his stop here on lap 58. So we're closing in on 40 laps to go. And so far has been an incredibly clean race. A couple incidents that cautions didn't fly, but nothing too major that I think maybe needed a caution. I know Jeremiah Holt will probably disagree with me quite a bit, maybe Bobby Germain as well. Sure they would love to have gotten caught back up. So far, caution free in the Hidden Wit Brewery Xfinity Series, and Bontrager now falling through the running orders. He is going to have to come out here and give it the best 40 laps he can get, try to make up all those spots. He was running in the 4th position before that cycle of pit stops happened. So Jacob Ellingson coming down pit road now, slows it down. 59 laps he made on those tires. Going to bring the 27 down pit road. And he's going to be on the attack. He's also going to come out of pit road and just hammer down. He's not going to need to save that much tire. Going to come out and just push it as hard as he can. Try to use that tire advantage he's going to have and run these positions down. Don't want to slide through your box. Perfectly in the box. He'll hit 4 tires and fuel. The Lincoln Tech pit crew going around. You can't see them. They're invisible. Maybe one day we'll have pit crews out there. I think that'd be really cool to see everybody's pit crew go to work. You can see your own whenever you're racing. There is a pit crew that is there, which is really cool to see. It wasn't always that way. You used to go down and there just be just like that. You go down, your car would go up, tires would go on. You really wouldn't see it. But now you can see your own pit crew, but you can't see anybody else's. So be cool to one day see a pit road with a bunch of guys on there, make it look a lot better for sure. But Ellingson going to come out in 13th position. He is on the lead lap, but it's got a lot of work to do. Oh man, Mickey Isaac. I was going on here to show him, but it looks like him and maybe Alex Cruz had some sort of issue. Now Cliff Adams has had some sort of problem. What has happened? I don't know. Oh, caution now is out. caution is out for maybe Cliff Adams, but what happened to Mickey Isaac? And so I can't tell who that is. Check right here. Mickey kind of all by himself. You can see somebody in front having some sort of issue. Oh man, Cliff Adams and maybe Doug Ellingson involved. As Alex Cruz was involved in that one. Doug Ellingson gets loose on the front straightaway. Cliff Adams going to run into the back of him. And that right front damage for Adams. My goodness. Going board with Doug. See, Daniel Cunningham gets by. Here comes Cliff Adams. And Doug just gets loose on the front stretch. That car gets really light there. Back out on track right in front of Alex Cruz. It's the worst. The worst for Cliff Adams, who was right back here. Everybody coming down pit road. I don't think we'll see anybody stay out. We'll see while watching this from Cliff Adams' point of view. And Doug, I mean, probably just trying to stay low, and it just gets light on him. And he's trying to catch it. Cliff just comes down and tags him. And once he does, no right front here. Boom. Big guys have nowhere to go. So tough deal there. As we go back to live action and grab it. Coming out of pit road, and Ellingson gonna stay out. Sort of a beneficiary. Kind of worked out in his favor. He only had 4 laps on those tires. And so Ellingson electing not to come down pit road and get another set of tires. And Chris Sawyer currently your leader. So he has 11 laps on his tires. Not going to be the greatest. He's not going to be thrilled with the decision if he elects not to come down pit road. I think Sawyer going to really wish he would come down. The fall off has been insane. After 15 laps, they're already second off the pace. So he is going to get completely demolished here. And it's not close enough to the end to kind of throw this kind of strategy out there, I don't think. But no, he is coming down pit road, so he will pit here. Give up the lead, and now Ellingson will take over that lead. And 4 laps is still quite a lot. If you've listened to any of my broadcasts, you know I like to talk about plateaus and what these tires do. And I need to maybe one day make a graphic about this just so I can explain it the best that I can. But on these early runs, I mean, their best laps are 30.5s, but that doesn't last long. They can drive down the corner. They're off the throttle maybe just a little bit, right back on it. I mean, just so much grip on fresh tires. But that goes away quickly as you get 4 or 5 laps in, and then the grip level drops off. As the heat gets in the tires, the grip starts to go away just a little bit as it gets up to that temperature. And so you drop down, let's say you're running 30.4s. You can do that for 4 or 5 laps, maybe 6, 7, probably 4 or 5. And then it's going to drop to 30.6s, 30.7s. Then it's going to quickly drop to 30.9, 31.0, 31 flats. And it's going to stay there for a little bit as the heat continues to build into the tires. And then it's just going to slowly drop off from there. But there's plateaus where you run 31 flats for 5 laps in a row, 5, 6 laps, and all of a sudden you run a 2, and then a 3, and then a 4, and then it plateaus. You run 4s for 5 or 6 laps. It just continues like that. The problem is for Jacob Ellingson, he is already 3 or 4 laps in, so he is going to get to that position. He will cool him off a little bit under this caution period, but he's going to get to those plateaus where you drop off 3 or 4 tenths quicker than the guys behind him. And so he'll be fast on the get-go, but you will quickly see as the run goes on here from State Green that there will be times where it seems like they'll just drive right on by him. And it's going to be tough, even with just 4 laps on those tires. So we'll see. We'll see how much he really put into them before that caution came out. But I like the decision. I don't want to go to the back here. I want to try to stay up front if we can. I wear a big factor. A little pit report from Nathan Fox. Greg Bontrager, when he came down pit road on lap 58 or so, 58 laps on tires, he was 2% on the right front. That is heavy, heavy tire wear. It does simulate blowing a tire once you hit 0. So if he had hit 0, that right front would have just disappeared pretty much. He would have gone up the wall. So very, very close from Craig Bontrager, as he is back in the 14th position now. There we go, getting ready to go green. Gonna have just a little bit over 30 laps to go. Jacob Ellingson, little bit slightly older tires than everyone around him. We'll see if he can make it work, if he's learned anything from that first stint. But he has got some real stiff competition up here now. Jeremy Garner, Daniel Cunningham, Andy Kurtz, Chance Taylor, all up here at the front. It's a total different group than what you remember seeing. As you can see, Andy Kurtz getting the run there, and he's gonna, oh man, a little bump there from Andy as the 07 slides up in front of Andy as he had a big run off of 2. Andy Kurtz trying to keep the car wound up as he gets a little bit loose off of turn 4, trying to lean on that right rear. Gonna open the door for Gardner. Andy Kurtz gonna clear him down into 1 and 2, so Kurtz up to 3rd. As Ellingson trying to run away from his teammate. Get the clean air, make a big difference. It is crunch time for sure. Go back here. We got some battles going on. You got Chance Taylor. Oh, Travis Bieber up into the wall, able to save it. Everybody avoids him. But Cunningham down to the inside of Chance Taylor. That outside line looks really, really strong here early in the run. But, yeah, like I said, if it's me, I'm going to tell you right now, if I'm Chance Taylor, well, I'm glad it's not me, because he took that spot right back. But if it's me, if somebody gets to my inside, I'm letting them go, and I'm getting right behind them. I'm saving those tires, since 30 laps is still a long way to go. I don't want to use them up. Chance showing why he's on track, and I'm in the booth, because he just drives right on by Cunningham. And he's going to take over that 5th spot. Johnny Cofield back here with Travis Bieber again, having some sort of issue, getting loose. It is not going well for the Biebs, as he is watching his opportunity for a playoff run start to slip away here as we have 30 laps to go. Came into this race negative 15 below the cutoff. We will see once the race is over just how those drop weeks sort of play out. But right now, Travis in big trouble. You see Jamie Barkus struggled on the long run, but showing his speed early in this one as he's going to drive right by Cunningham, who seems to be trying to be patient here, save those tires. He's got a lot of cars in front of him. And I think he's doing exactly what I would do, which is, hey, you guys want to go? Go right ahead. Up front, though, Patrick Drabick dominated this race from the drop of the green flag, looking to get that lead back after Ellingson stayed out after just coming down pit road. Worked out perfectly for him. Can he hold off the 07? I just want to highlight the difference in lines. In a lot of tracks, it doesn't matter, but at Charlotte, man, it really, really does matter. Watch as they go down in the corner. You can see the 27 trying to get down to that white and blue line. Look at the 07 right down to it. He's coming off of turn 2, wrapping the bottom. That's what you want to do here at Charlotte. You can see the run that he gets by doing that. Going down in 3 and 4, same thing. Gets right down to that painted line. Look at him. Comes up a little bit there, but last time by, he was perfect around the bottom. That is what you want to do. Any other line, I promise you, is not worth doing here at Charlotte. Maybe some other tracks that is possible. But here, look at the 07. Half a car length lower in the corner. That is Charlotte. Perfect. So Ellingson can get a good run, from middle off there, but you've got to get down to the paint. This time he's going to get down to that painted line, but man, Patrick Drabick isn't there. He's ready to get this lead right back from his teammate. We'll see how hard the 27 fights here. And you can see 27 just not able to get down to the bottom, and that opens the door for the 07 as they come off the corner. The 07's going to have the position going in 3 and 4. Ellingson just going to give up that spot and say, there's nothing I can do here. Patrick Drabick back out front with 25 laps to go. It is Patrick race to lose, that's for sure. He is super fast here. Well, all right, 25 laps to go. That only one thing that needs to be done. Let's talk about politics. No, I'm kidding. We're going to watch Andy Kurtz, Jeremy Garner battle it out. Kurtz did not fight, not one bit. Smart driving. There must be listening to the broadcast. I've been trying to kind of float that idea out there to anybody watching, and he does that smart thing. Just lets 69 go. Say, hey, you still got a long way to go. Let's both go up there and take this spot away from the 27, because the more Andy Kurtz and Garner fight, the more that 07 is going to drive away. Ellingson currently on that plateau that I'm talking about. Garner 30.7 last lap. Ellingson a 31 flat. So unfortunately, Ellingson's tires are falling off that cliff at the moment, as I thought maybe they're going to make contact there, as Ellingson really pinched the 69 into that corner. Oh man, the 69 gets really loose as now here comes the 48. No choice but to go to the inside of the 69. The 48 will take that spot as the 69 loses all that momentum. So now Andy Kurtz will take the third spot, as I can't tell if Gardner bounced it off the bottom or if he got loose just trying to keep it off 27. I don't know, but Patrick Drabick loving to see all that in the mirror. Well, I said, even right there, Garner not passing back to 48, that is huge if they plan on winning this race. Right now, they have to get around Ellingson, who is doing a good job of sort of covering off the bottom. Last couple times, he's opened up 3 and 4, and Garner tried to slide it in there and take that spot, and almost cost both of them a position. We'll see what Kurtz can do here, if he can make the move. He's going to try. Oh, he gets a little bit too hot into the corner. Drives up to the outside. Going to try to use that outside line to get that momentum back up, but not able to do it as Garner now goes to the inside. And, yeah, this is exactly what the 07 wanted to see, because I think Garner has enough to go up there and battle with the 07. But right now, the 27 just sort of being setting sort of a good pick for his teammate. I mean, Ellingson not doing anything wrong. Nothing like what we saw at Martinsville. And the 69 trying to give him a little bump, saying, hey, you're being a little aggressive here with the blocking. But I haven't really seen that Ellingson do too much too aggressive. I think there's been a couple of times that Garner has been there and he has squeezed him. But Garner giving him a couple bumps there, saying, hey, I'm here. Garner again with the run. I mean, I think, they're making up a lot of time on entry. I think you just got to time it like this right here. Time it on exit and get the run on the inside, and he actually puts him into the wall, looks like. Ellingson keeping it up against the wall. I don't know why. He could definitely get off here. I think he's just trying to be courteous to everybody else, but he could definitely get it off the wall. I'm going to come down pit road here, and we'll take a look at that again. Watch off the front bumper of Gardner. See if there's contact there. I would like to think 27 probably just had to get off of the gas here on the exit. Little bump there. Yeah, I don't know. I think Gardner had plenty of opportunity to go to the inside there, but elected just kind of give the 27 a bump, and he gets loose up against the wall. He's locked in, though. He doesn't really need to worry. Ellingson will be racing for a championship starting next week. It looks like Jacob is going to go down pit road, and I don't think he's going to continue this race. He's going to call it quits. Now, the question is, does Jeremy Garner have enough time, have enough tire to catch the 07? He is 0.9 seconds away, and last time by just under a tenth of a second faster than your leader, Patrick Drabick. So we'll see. He is making up some time here. Drabick now, for the first time tonight, going to have to be looking in his rear view mirror. I mean, if you're Pat, it's very simple. You keep running that line that you've been running. That's the best you can do. You can't do anything better than that. You gotta go down the corner, hit the line perfectly here at Charlotte. That's the trick. The trick is it feels good going down in the corner. You can run the middle. You can run a lane up. You can run against the wall. All those things feel really good. And but as Ellingson going to pull back out on the track right in front of Jeremy Garner. But yeah, you know, you can run in all those parts of the corner and it'd be really good. You know, this track is really good at that. So it has a lot of grip. You can drive pretty much anywhere, but if you want to make consistent speed and have good tire wear, it's got to be right around the bottom. So you definitely want to be right around the bottom, that white and blue line if you can. As we watch Jacob Ellingson has come out of pit road after, I don't know, getting a faster pair and sitting on pit road for a while. Let's come back out on the track. Now going to run behind his teammate. Probably play, well, no. Going to go right on by with those fresh tires. Still 12 laps to go, and Gardner not really making up much time at all. He kind of goes back and forth. They're running very similar lap times. See as they cross the line, but I don't see Garner really gaining anything. That time by is about a bit faster, so he did gain a little bit that last lap. See, he's arcing 1 and 2 as the right front tire gets a little bit tight. He's driving in, cutting the corner on exit, get a great run down in 3 and 4. And really the same thing here. Not going right down to the bottom, but he's really getting the best run down the straightaway he can. It is pretty tough on the tires. You do that for very long, it will eat you alive. But he's doing all that he can. You see how hard he's driving in the corner. I think that's going to do him in before this thing is over with. That time by Patrick Drabick was half a tenth faster than Jeremy Garner. So Garner sort of hitting a wall here, not really able to gain any time. We'll go back here. You got the 15 and the 97. Johnny Cofield, one of those drivers who needs a win desperately, or he is likely going to be missing the playoffs. Right now, with 9 laps to go, it is looking grim. Just the same for Travis Bieber, who runs back a couple positions back. So not looking good for those drivers. Craig Bontrager didn't have the greatest race tonight, but running 12th, that should be good enough, just depending on where the points sort of settle. Watch this battle here. Gardner. Tires falling off really bad. Already falling outside of a second. So looks like Drabick's going to have this one in the bag. As you watch this battle, the 97 trying to get by the 15, just can't do it. Now it's maybe going to lose a position to the 5 of Alex Cruz, who's been storming back after that incident. Caution worked out really well for him. 97 driving it really deep into the corner through the middle, and it's just killing him from middle exit. He's going to lose a ton of spots here. He just cannot. The car just not going to drive good like that. You can't overdrive the entry here at Charlotte. It's a definitely back the corner up type of track. Try to charge that entry. That's exactly what happened. Up front, we got maybe a battle starting to brew up into the top 5. Daniel Cunningham, who has come from all the way back in 19th position, now starting to run down the 48, Andy Kurtz. Ghost Energy. Cofield, Asphalt, we're finishing. I don't know if it's refinishing or finishing. I don't know. It's kind of like beans or refried beans. I don't know. But Ghost Energy Toyota Supra looking like Lightning McQueen out there. Go back to this battle. Alex Cruz has driven right around these two fellas here. As now here comes Travis Bieber, the 15, struggling on the long run. That has been sort of the tail of the tape for the 15 here tonight. He has been not had a great long run car. He's been fast early on, but just credits and debits, I'll tell you. He's cashing in too early. Still a good looking car though. That Hidden Wit Brewery 15 machine looking good. As now here comes the 97 on the outside, really pushes. Car gets position on the 15 and woo. '97 doing everything he can and got so loose he lost the run off the corner. Got to back up, try it again. Like I said, we will wait around and wait as the race updates the points, and we'll give you who made it into the playoffs and who didn't. So if you want to know, we'll give you the unofficial standings. Obviously, I'm not announcing anything, and nothing that I say is official, just based on what iRacing says. So we'll give you that as soon as it is posted on iRacing. But I tell you, if you're looking down the playoffs at somebody to pick to be your champion, well, Drabic, especially tonight, if this thing goes all the way to the green, to the end, to check if he's able to get it done, is definitely set himself apart here in the Xfinity Series as the one to beat. Now, tonight we'll have 3 wins. Nobody else has more than 1. Talked to him last week after the win at Michigan, talked about setting himself apart, and he's just going to continue to do that here tonight as he comes around to take 2 laps to go here at Charlotte. And, I mean, obviously a championship favorite. And we go to Bristol next week, which will be a wild one. Then you go to Auto Club, which he won Michigan, so it'll be a very similar race. And then Indianapolis, which I think is a great track for him. Worldwide Technology Gateway, which I think is another great track. And then Nashville, which is tailored to any Goat Locker driver. So Drabic looking to be a strong contender for your final, one of your final 4 drivers for sure. But white flag is out. 1 more lap to go. He's definitely going to be one of the final 12. And now he's just adding to it. Going to come 2, 3, and 4. No pressure from Jeremy Garner in the back. Garner trying to push, but has not been able to break that 1 second gap since. Down through 3 and 4. Hidden Wit Brewery 07 machine. He's going to win. Here is Charlotte. Checker flag is out. Patrick Drabic wins 3 in a row at going into the playoffs. That is a statement from the 07. He let everybody know, everybody's on notice now that the 07 is the man to beat. And there you have it, your winner. Fist pumps all around. Patrick Drabic takes the victory, led 79 out of 100 laps. A dominant performance. Gonna burn it down here on the front stretch. Once the burnouts are over, we're going to take a few minutes to thank our sponsors. We'll come back, do interviews, see the results, and we'll see if the points are updated. We'll give you that in just a moment. So we'll be right back as you see the 07 burning it down. Celebrate teammates, Alex Cruz, Jamie Barkus, Jake Ellingson gonna celebrate with him on the front stretch as he getting a pretty good little burnout right there. I like that. Kyle Larson type burnout. I like it. Anyway, let's take a break. We'll be right back, and we'll talk to the drivers.
A thriving job market and low cost of living, plus a wide range of veteran benefits, make Indiana the perfect place for veterans of the United States military to call home. InVets can help you find that home. We're an organization started by veterans to help former service members transition to civilian life in our state. InVets can help you find the community with the career opportunities, housing, schools, and amenities that fit your lifestyle. To learn more about InVets, visit us at invets.org today.
All righty, we're back here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Thank our sponsors, InVets and Cruising Classics, and all the other partners here at Goat Locker. And let's take a look at your results, see where everybody finished here tonight. And we know the top three: Drabick, Garner, and Cunningham. And then you got Andy Kurtz there in the fourth position. Chance Taylor in the fifth. Alex Cruz in the sixth spot. In seventh could be Travis Bieber, Jamie Barkus, Mickey Isaac, and Johnny Cofield rounds out your top 10. In 11th could be Chris Sawyer, Greg Von Traeger. In 12th, Lance Ripka. In 13th, Matt Knights. In 14th, Gary Wright. 15th, Jeremiah Holt. 16th, Jake Ellingson. 17th, Bobby Jermaine. 18th, Cliff Adams. 19th, Doug Ellingson. 20th, Graham Connolly. In 21st. Well, I can kind of give you what I think is going to be the final 12. Like I said, nothing is official from my end, so this could be right or wrong. But I mean, looking down the list at the moment, Drabick, Cunningham, Chance Taylor, Jacob Ellingson, Jamie Barkus, Mickey Isaac, Lance Ripka, Michael Kosick, Bobby Jermaine, all drivers we thought for sure were going to make it in. Chris Sawyer, with his win and making minimal races, has made it in as well. That is your top 10. And then it looks like Greg Von Traeger and Travis Bieber are going to be your final drivers, as Tyler Justice, missing tonight, going to fall outside of that top 12. And so that puts Von Traeger, who came in 15 points above the cutoff line, and Travis Bieber, who I thought was in a must-win, but with Tyler Justice missing a race, I think that will put Travis Bieber in the round of 12. So how about that? Pretty exciting. We'll see if anybody else, if there's a winner like Andy Kurtz who made the minimum races tonight, he will actually bump his teammate Travis Bieber out because he has a win. Jeremy Garner also has a win, but I don't know if they have met the minimum amount of races that they need to run. Kyle Holden hasn't been here in a few weeks, so he is not going to be able to make it up. So I think, Andy Kurtz, did he make the minimum amount of races? That's sort of the question here. But right now, that's what I think. Craig Von Traeger, Travis Bieber are going to be your final two in here tonight. Let's talk to some of these. Let's talk to the winner. And y'all are tired of hearing me talk about the playoffs, but just kind of wanted to give those folks an idea of who is going to be where. And so let's bring in our winner here tonight. Patrick Drabick takes the victory here at Charlotte. And, and I said in the during the race that if you win 3 in a row in a series, you are in elite company. the best of the best in goat locker. That very rarely happens. Only one other driver I think this season has done it in the Sunday Truck Series. I think his name is Eddie Smith. I don't know. So you're in elite company, Patrick, as you win 3 in a row in one of the most competitive series out there. Talk about your race. That thing, that '07 Hidden Wit Brewery Camaro was a rocket ship tonight.
Man, I'm just kind of in shock. You mean you put me in the same category as Eddie Smith?
I
I mean,
mean,
that's an honor.
yeah.
I don't even know what else to say about that one. I'm gonna hold that dear to my heart for a very long time. I'm in the same category as Eddie Smith, man. I'm just disconnecting my wheel and going home. But now, man, I mean, I wanted to come out here tonight. I had a 9-point lead over Dan Cunningham for the regular season championship. So, some math happened before the race and all that. And I just wanted to make sure I had a good top 5 night. Brought home the regular season championship. But yeah, this '07 Hidden Wit Camaro was just an absolute rocket ship. It just seemed to hold on longer than most. And man, it was a lot of fun to drive tonight.
Yeah. And obviously I said during the race, I mean, you're kind of putting everybody on notice. You're letting them know that, hey, if you're going to win the championship here in the Tuesday night series, you're going to have to go through me. The '07 is just kind of taking the reins. I mean, we were just 3 weeks ago, you were winless, and we were wondering when you going to win in the Xfinity series. Now all of a sudden, how the turntables where now you are the man to beat here in the Xfinity series. Now, as we move in, I kind of went through the list already on stream, but you got to feel good about these tracks. Now, this round, I'm not quite sure is your. I mean, I think you're great at these tracks, but I wouldn't say this is your round. Bristol Auto Club, you won at Michigan, very similar to Auto Club. Bristol, maybe a little bit of wild card there. What are your thoughts on that particular round?
Bristol always seems to be one of those races that I tend to just hold on to a top 10. After that track moved to the high groove, I just never been able to figure out how to keep tires on the car in the long run. So we'll see when it comes to Bristol. Auto Club's a fun track. I absolutely love Auto Club. It definitely drives different than Michigan. I actually prefer Auto Club. So that should be a whole heck of a lot of fun too. But it's kind of one of those things, Eddie. Do you want to win all these races going into the playoff? Did you use it all up before you got into the playoffs? So we'll see as those get started, but it's going to be nice to carry a good little points cushion, through the first couple of rounds with these 3 wins in the regular season championship for sure.
Yeah, well, and then as you move into the round of 8, if you can survive those 2 races, then it's Indy Gateway and Nashville for the Final Four, which has got to give you a lot of confidence going into that. Well, I mean, congratulations on the win tonight, 3 in a row, incredible job, and you were the Jam Printing Promotions whole winner. I mean, you the full sweep here tonight. I think you can lay your head down at night knowing you did the best you could at this for sure, which is a weird thing to say about a sim race. But anyway, the floor is yours, brother. Who you got to thank here tonight that made all this possible?
Yeah, first and foremost, Eddie, I just want to send thoughts and prayers out to Amber, the owner of Jam Printing Promotions. Her dad's going through some things right now and in the hospital, so I want to send a lot of love and prayers out to her and the entire family and her mom, Debbie, as well. So we're praying for you, Doug. Hopefully you heal up soon and we'll see you soon. But huge shout out to Hidden Wit Brewery and all that they're doing here in the Xfinity series and within Goat Locker. How cool is it to park them in Victory Lane 3 weeks in a row? Lincoln Tech for sponsoring the fall series. We had an awesome time, 2 weeks ago, set up with them at the Future Farmers of America convention, and then, with this past weekend, we were hanging out with Cruising Classics and Nasties. Had a phenomenal time in Columbus, Ohio this weekend with those 2 sponsors. Everybody and that makes this thing go. Eddie, you do such an awesome job there at V Speed with everything that you do, not only the broadcasting, but Goat Talk as well. Taylor Kitchen at Above the Yellow Line and everything that she does for us. InVets that sponsors the Sunday night series, where this really legendary guy, Eddie Smith, has been stomping over the past 3 weeks. So I'm just glad I can keep pace with him. The Veterans for Life Foundation, Jamie Perkins, a lot of love to him as well. He was out there all weekend in Columbus. Jake Ellingson was all out there along with his dad and daughter all weekend in Columbus helping out. Ryan Pendleton as well. So I could sit here for hours and name all the people that make this thing happen and all my teammates, Cody McElwain, Alex Cruz, Ryan Pendleton, Jamie Barkus, Jake Ellingson. What an awesome time in Goat Locker Racing right now.
And yeah, how cool is it to win 3 in a row?
Yeah, awesome. Well, man, congratulations. Go celebrate. We'll see you when the playoffs start next week. Patrick
All right,
Dravick,
brother.
your winner here tonight. And let's bring in your second place, Jeremy Garner. Garner, this Eddie in the booth, man. Pretty good race out of you. Started all the way in 16th, drove up to the front. Just needed a little bit extra for that '07. What'd you need?
Tires, literally just tires. I mean, the first run, you could tell I could definitely save tires on the first run. I made my way to the front pretty quick, but I tried to be conservative on it for the most part. That second run right there, I killed my tires. Just trying to get around Jake and just ate the right front up. So I didn't have nothing for him there at the end. The car was plowing tight. I couldn't even get it to rotate.
Yeah. Well, we saw a lot of folks really trying to push the entry to try to make up for that tight situation. And obviously, Charlotte is one of those. Once you start pushing the limit, it just seems like you're kind of married to the bottom. You really can't move around to try to find any speed. But if a caution did come out, do you think you had anything for the '07?
I definitely think I had him. I mean, me and him held the same pace most of the race. Like I was just trying to run a long race tonight or a long run race, but no, I think I would have had something for him. I felt like I had pretty good pace tonight. I think he had me beating 3 and 4 when I was watching the times, and I think I had him beating 1 and 2. So if I could have got to him, I think we would have had a hell of a race right there at the end.
Yeah, well, you definitely made up a ton of spots and came home with a second place finish. So congratulations on that. And who do you have to thank here?
Uh, always Jamie and Pat at JLR, Lincoln Tech, Hidden Wit Brewery, Cruising Classics, Nasty's Restaurant and Bar, Veterans for Life Foundation, Veterans for Life Racing, InVets, Jam Printing and Promotions, V Speed, Nazareth 360, Indiana Department of Veteran Affairs, Alexander PCs, Sim Motion, Next Level Racing, iRacing, Above the Yellow Line. Of course, my boys over at Premier Racing Setups. Come check us out. Appreciate y'all for the broadcast tonight as well.
All right, there it is. Second place, Jeremy Garner. And let's bring in your third place driver. Don't want to keep him too long. Seems like third place driver always gets the shaft in this deal. Has to sit there and wait longer than anybody else. But Cunningham, you started 19th and you drove all the way up in the top 5 on that first run. Seemed like that 91 was pretty quick on the long run. What did you need to do differently to maybe get up there and get the win?
Probably qualify. Yeah, I didn't really have a whole lot to race for tonight because I was already locked into the playoffs on points. And Charlotte's just not in the Xfinity car. It's one of those car and track combos that I've just kind of struggled with since I've started iRacing. So I was like, I'm going to start in the back, see if I can race around some people, see if I can learn some stuff, just try to get better with this. And uh, yeah, over the course of the run, when the spotter would give me like leader lap times, I noticed I'm like, man, I'm within like half a tenth one way or the other of the leaders most laps after we get about 10, 15 laps on it. So yeah, I think if I would have just qualified and gave myself a little bit better starting position to start with, I don't think I would have had anything for Pat. I mean, he was definitely fastest one out there all night. So but I might have at least been able to be a little bit closer.
Yeah. Well, he still made a really great drive all the way up towards the front. Of course, as you get closer, it gets harder and harder to to make up as you get close to the faster guys. But I mean, you go into the next few races. You got Bristol, you got Auto Club. Is there a list out of Bristol, Auto Club, Indy, Gateway, and Nashville? Is there a track that you kind of circled as like, yeah, this is the one I'm going to show up and show out on?
I really like Bristol a lot in the Xfinity car. It's Bristol in general is one of my favorite tracks out there. Um, I can tell you one thing: I'm not looking forward to Nashville. That's that's another one of those that I just never really seem to quite click at that place. So, yeah, Auto Club's another one. I mean, those two in the first round are definitely ones that I'm looking forward to, and hopefully have some good runs there.
All right. Well, there you have it. Locked into the playoffs coming in this. He's going to go race for a championship starting next week. Congratulations, Daniel. Who you got to thank?
Yeah, appreciate you guys over at V Speed with the broadcast. Pat and Jamie, Jake, and all the admins in the series, the work they put in, and our league sponsors, Lincoln Tech, Hidden Wit Brewery. Appreciate them supporting everything. And then all of my teammates over at Bandits Motorsports.
There you have it. Daniel Cunningham takes the final podium position here tonight. And that is going to do it for us tonight. What a great race. After traffic showing his strength here early and able to get it done. Well, next week we go to Bristol Motor Speedway, and that will be a lot of fun. Take a look at the schedule here, and we've already talked about it. Going to be a wild one, interesting schedule for sure. Going to be tough as we get into the next round, and then once you get to round 8, it's that's only 2 races per round, which definitely makes every single race matter a fun. Not going to be able to miss one. Not going to be able to have a bad race. You're going to have to knock it down, get the best finish you can, survive. You get that. So we'll see who comes out on top. It'll be a good playoff for sure. We're going to be here around here for it. I want to thank Hidden Brewery for the sponsorship of this series, and then of course Big Tech for their sponsorship of the fall series. All the other sponsors out there who make No Lock possible. Hey, looking forward to meeting those guys who got the sim rigs, John Houchin and Greg Potts. Can't wait to see them get in here and race with us. We'll talk to them once they do. So, all right, guys, y'all have a great night. We'll see y'all at Bristol next